atrium.
Thank you so much for coming down and
It is
making
my honor, Zelda.
Chanuka bright and cheerful. I want to say to the numbers of people that are here, see how easy it is to be together. See how it is to be a Jewish person and a non-Jewish person. No matter where you come from, we're all one. Okay, and that's what this Chanuka and Christmas season represents, bringing people together. Rabbi Kaplan.
And of course, Zelda and I always disagree, just about.
Okay, well, you always disagree.
We always have a different, I have a different point of view. I have a different point of view. I think that the beautiful thing about us Canadians is that we have a mosaic, not a melting pot. In the United States, everybody has to look the same and be the same. Everybody has to come together to form a unanimous picture. But here in Canada, I think we got it right. We understand that the mosaic is made up of many different tiles. And you know tiles, they have like glue in between. Each one is framed on its own. I think that we make up a beautiful picture called Canadian society, but without losing our individual identity. Those who celebrate Christmas, that's great. Those who celebrate their own faith system, that's wonderful. We're celebrating Hanukkah now. And when people celebrate their religious observances or non-religious observances, we respect each and every single individual. I think so. You know that nobody's perfect. I was born in the United States, but I moved to Canada.
I won't hold that against
you. Won't. I know. Other people do. I know you won't. But I love this country, and this is my country of choice, and here I will be until the coming of Mashiach. And this country's beauty is that it does not try to force you to assimilate. It does not try to force you out of your own frame, to forget your own background, and to leave behind your own ancestral heritage. In Canada, we celebrate each individual, both as individuals, we celebrate individual communities, we celebrate individual faith systems, and everybody is allowed to prosper, and everybody is allowed to grow, and everybody is allowed to achieve success. You know what? We all respect each other. And not only, we don't just tolerate each other, we respect each other. And we can grow from one another, but it doesn't mean you have to shed your own skin. And it doesn't mean you cannot have a special place in your heart for your own family. And we, the Jewish people, are a family. We're a big nuclear family, and our family has its own unique tile in the Canadian mosaic.
But I think Chin represents multiculturalism to the highest order.
Canadian multiculturalism. Chin is a wonderful mosaic of different communities, cultural communities and faith communities, each maintaining their own tile. And that's the beautiful thing about this. And today we're celebrating Hanukkah, which is fantastic. So Zelda, with no further ado, I'm going to ask you to please fire up the shamash.
I don't know if I can reach.
You can do this. You like the shamash, I like the candles. This way we all got to do something. We can't make a blessing, because the blessing on the menorah, you can't reach. Okay, you like this candle, Zelda. I like it. So we don't recite a blessing, because actually the Hanukkah menorah is designed to illuminate the darkness. And now we're right in midday. So we're just kind of enjoying the lingering illumination of last night. We lit 2 flames, 2 candles last night. And tonight, when the sun will set, even though 2 is great for now, in just a couple of hours, we're going to finish with today, and we move on to tomorrow. And guess what, my friends? What was good for today is not good enough for tomorrow. Because when it comes to matters of light and love, when it comes to issues of holiness and sanctity, we should never be satisfied. Always happy, but never satisfied. And always try to continue to go from strength to strength. So, with this in mind, Zelda, I'm going to start off lighting the service candle, the shamash.
We should also remember Johnny Lombardi.
We should remember Johnny Lombardi, because he is a great Canadian, a great hero, and I'm sure that he looks down from heaven, and he has nachas, which is a Yiddish word, but everybody could have nachas. Nachas is a good feeling. Nachas is when you invest time and energy and creativity and years and time and treasure, and you see good things happen as a result.
But I also want to mention my father.
You should mention your father.
Sam Yuchman, that was his
Shmuel
name.
ben Matas
He
Yochman.
had the greatest love for Judaism, but he also had the greatest love and respect for all religions. And when he and Johnny Lombardi made a pact to have the first multicultural radio station, our programming was on the first day in not May, but 1966. And I'm sorry that my dad isn't here, but he's here in spirit and through me.
I'm sure your dad's looking down from heaven now, and he's very pleased with what goes on here at Shiv. I want to say to each and every one of you who's come here this afternoon, I know many of you are busy and you have your own different agendas, your own different schedules, but it means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to Zelda that you're here to celebrate with us. I wish each and every one of you a happy Hanukkah, because although Hanukkah is a very Jewish festival, it has a non-denominational message. It is the world's first documented struggle for religious freedom. It represents the dominance of spirit over matter, and not the spirit of force with which our enemies tried to crush us in the ancient land of Israel. But it represents the force of spirit. And the force of spirit is what carried the day in antiquity, and is the force of spirit that continues to inspire, to illuminate, to uplift, and to elevate each and every one of us as we go through life. May we hear good news, and may we share good news. And you know what, Zelda, if I may, since we're live on...
Where are you lighting today? Where are some of the places that you are lighting the menorah?
We started off at No Frills, which is an Italian Catholic owner, but we have an amazing relationship, and it's my fourth owner now. And No Frills is Center Street. That was our first lighting. And yesterday we lit the menorah at the Vaughan Civic Center, which is, as you know, Vaughan City Hall. Mayor Bevilacqua was magnificent. He was a beautiful speech, and it was a wonderful crowd that came out. And then we went to the 4th District headquarters at York Regional Police. We had the chief and 3 deputy chiefs, and many other senior members and officers of York Regional Police that participated in an overflow crowd. It was really special and inspirational. And this, Zelda, is our 4th menorah lighting for the season. I want to tell you, you can blow it out and make a wish.
Thank you.
I want to share a story with all of you. I don't think I ever told the story to you, Zelda.
Okay, tell us the story.
So, and we have an international audience. It's really a Hanukkah story, and I'll tell you why. It didn't happen on Hanukkah. So Zelda and I are on the radio. We've been almost 17 years, I think. 16 or so, a long time.
Don't mention the time.
Why wouldn't you mention time? It's a good thing. We're going into Chai. We're going into almost 18 years already. And we do this every day, and we have a wonderful time. We have chatter and banter and talk, and we disagree sometimes, and it's fantastic. And it usually used to happen at 10 a.m., and now we're doing it at 11 a.m. I'm up on a regular day at 5:15, 5:30. You know, I'm raring to go by 10 or 11. It's not a problem. But Sunday mornings, Zelda calls at 8 a.m. And Sunday morning, you know, it's like it's not a job for a Jewish boy or rabbi. You have to work on the Shabbat. You have to work on Saturday. Because I have a hard work at Saturday. And I'm usually exhausted by the time I get to sleep. And, you know, it's hard to be up at like 7:30 so you can sound like something other than a frog at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I have to tell you, Zelda, there have been times when literally I'm not really like awake and I'm talking to you. I don't even know what I'm saying. But I'm talking to Zelda on the radio. Somebody once asked me, he said, Rabbi, how come your voice sounds so different on Sunday morning? I'm like, well, it has something to do with the fact that I'm usually up for a couple of hours before. Anyway, this particular Sunday morning, you literally woke me up, okay? I'm half asleep and I'm on the radio. I run into the closet so I don't have to wake up my wife. And I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. When we finished the program, I think to myself, I wonder if anybody's even listening. I'm like, this is... Finish the story, Zelda. You busted my chops, you know. I get an email the next day from a fellow living near Pittsburgh. And he says to me, he says, Dear Rabbi Kaplan, I want you to know that I listen to the Zelda radio program all the time. And he says, I'm the president of my temple, like a synagogue of sorts. And he says, I'm sitting there on Sunday morning and I have to write my message. He said, we send it a newsletter on occasion. And I'm uninspired. I'm listening to Zelda. He said, you started to speak, and I started typing. And when you finished speaking, I just signed my name. And I just want you to know, this was my message. And he sent me a message. It wasn't bad, you know, but this reminded me that you have to put it out there. You have to put it out there. The menorah is out there. We don't hide the menorah. We put it out in a public place. We're not afraid. We, the Jewish people, are not afraid. We put it out there in a public thoroughfare where people are passing by, because you never know. You never know who sees. You never know who's listening. You never know who's going to be inspired. You have to be like a menorah, my friends. You have to live a life that's filled with light. and filled with love in a prideful way, with your head held high, and you never know who gets inspired. And that's the message of Hanukkah. So thank you all for joining us. God bless you all. I look forward to continuing to converse with you on the Radio Zelda Daily, and with God's help, to continue together to enjoy the gift of Chin Radio for many, many happy and fulfilling years to come. God bless you all. And in this new year that's coming, I wish you one thing: 2020 vision.
And I just want to mention that on behalf of many